All right. I'm here to ride upon what our elders, our uncles, our fathers, and professionals that came before us in the Islamic finance space have been speaking about all morning. The main point, the theme that keeps recurring is the need for solutions. And these solutions will not be introduced to us by people that do not share our ethics, our values. As I was saying, these solutions have to be found by us, implemented by us, and grown by us. So what we in 117 Capital are focused on is the concept of mu'amalat, collaboration, collaboration, collaboration. We have noticed that we all have issues. We all have practical experiences when it comes to accessing either financing or keying into the Islamic finance ecosystem. And what do we do about it? We sat down with the organizers of the Arewa Summit and decided to introduce a practical solution from the capital market perspective. Yes, we have issues. Yes, we've sat down and we've spoken. We've had several gatherings like this, not here, but in other locations. So what practically can we bring to the table as operators, as Islamic financial institution in the Nigerian capital market? So this is what we came up with. It's empowering startups and small businesses in northern Nigeria, the Islamic finance solution. So this is what guides all of us here. If you are a Muslim, this statement from Surah Al-Baqarah guides everything that we do. Businesses should not take into account anything to do with usury and riba. It is forbidden. Allah has promised to fight a war with anybody that either contributes to it or participates in it. So what we have now, next slide. What we thought is, how do we come in as capital market operators to help in broadening the Islamic finance space, providing finances and solutions to small business owners? So from the statistics that we have, published by the CBN and other corporate organizations, there are 39 million small businesses in Nigeria. 39 million. If these 39 million small businesses become viable, become profitable, 39 million businesses hiring one person from northern Nigeria, or let's say 2 people or 3 people average, that is 90 million jobs on the average. But what is the problem that these businesses face? Limited access to ethical finance, like my brother, the agric man, said. Lack of structured Islamic finance backed support systems for business growth and initiatives. High interest rate, like somebody else spoke about. We go to conventional banks, we are faced with, we have to, first of all, truncate our religion, truncate our ethics and our values, take the riba, and do business just to survive. So these problems, how are they going to be solved? Next slide. So we came up with an idea to introduce an Islamic finance-backed fund. The idea is to create a business fund where individuals, privately or publicly, will contribute to a business fund. This business fund, like we've heard before in many other instances, is going to be different. It's not going to be the normal conventional fund. It's going to be a business fund where its primary purpose is to generate profit for those who have invested in the funds. In the capital market, we have something we call collective investment schemes, CIS, mutual funds, where you put in your 5,000, 10,000 naira, 100,000, and those funds grow. The institutions that manage those funds invest those funds in businesses. Again, Islamic finance, so it has to be Islamic-backed businesses. We invest in those businesses, create value in the system, create value for the company, for the shareholders, and then for the investors themselves. So this fund that we are proposing, this Arewa Finance Fund, is going to be a fund that is meant to generate profit for the investors, one. Number two, it is going to be focused on investing in Arewa-based SMEs. So an SME that is looking for finance, that has been struggling with interest rates, that has been struggling with corporate governance issues. I've been small for the last 10 years. How do I scale? How do I get big? I've been dealing with the same problem. My balance sheet never grows. Next slide. So these are the Islamic contracts that we have available. I don't have time, so I'm rushing. So these are now the benefits that we see, that we propose for SMEs. Access to ethical and affordable finance. You do not have to truncate your ethics, your religion, or your beliefs just to access funds, just to do business, just to survive, just to add to the growth of your individual communities. Flexibility in repayment, a complete alignment with Islamic finance principles, and Sharia-compliant certificates. So why all these are important is because as an Islamic financial institution, we want to collaborate, increase the space, increase operators in the space, bring you away from the conventional system that has been hurting us and grow our own thing. This way, ethical finance is extended. These businesses, the major problem of all SMEs is corporate governance structures. So these businesses will not only be provided funds, you will be screened. You will be screened, viability of the businesses will be ascertained, and then the shortcomings, which normally is corporate governance structure. These institutions will be trained, will be given the capacity, and will be advised to strengthen their corporate governance structures, frameworks, policies, whatever they need to be proper standing companies will be provided to these companies. We give you funds, and then we ensure that you are able to use these funds. Because in 5 years, we want that little company that took ₦1 million or 10 million naira to be able to add to the balance sheet of the Islamic economy. If you add to the balance sheet of the Islamic economy, we will now come and sit you down and say, okay, you've done this, this, this. Your profitability now encourages or allows you to do zakat. Your profits and your savings are now zakatable. Take out part of it and give back to the community. Number one, we've created jobs. Number two, we've created giving back to the community through zakat. Number three, we've sustained businesses. Number four, we've taken small businesses and grown them. Number five, the fund will allow individuals who invest in the fund to actually gain something back. So what we've tried to do is create a closed cycle and a sustainable structure where SMEs, small businesses, and the Islamic, like big players like us, will now come in, give in our little 2 cents, and grow the economy. That's all. Thank you very much. Okay, any questions? Any questions? The question there.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Yusuf Adam Tro from Tro Halal Consult. My question is, this is very beautiful and it looks nice, but you know, you have two people that are involved here. Those that will access these funds and those that will invest. So this presentation, is it meant for those that are investing or those that are accessing the funds? And for those that want to access the funds, do you have a criteria? This is one. And then secondly, do you address the issue of sector? For example, if I have a school and I want to access this kind of fund, how do I do it? Because school now is entirely different from buying and selling business. So do you put this into consideration? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Your first question talks about the credit side and then the investment side. So this presentation is for everyone, for the SMEs themselves, that, okay, there is a practical solution on the horizon. And then for the investors, everybody sitting down here with your 10,000 naira, when we clear this with the Securities and Exchange Commission and finally launch it, you can now participate as an investor. So the information is for everybody here as a pre-notice that this is coming on board. Pitch. So this is coming on board, and be ready. It's ours. It's going to be plowed back into our businesses, and businesses that's going to be plowed back into, get ready also. So whatever you go to a commercial bank or an Islamic bank looking for finances, they ask you some things. Are you incorporated? Who are your team? Where are your frameworks and policies? Where is your audited accounts for the last 3 years? So if you have these things, prepare them. If you don't have these things, you can reach out to companies like us, One17 Capital. We'll start putting you through the paces and getting you ready for any financing, sourcing anywhere, not just for the fund. That's one. Number two, you asked about sectors of investment. Every sector is open to apply. If the business is profitable, again, there are different Sharia-compliant contracts that we can go into for agriculture. Salam was mentioned. We can go into Musharaka or Mudaraba. If it's the school now, you want to, for example, purchase school materials. There's a way we can get into that contract. We purchase the items, give the school, ensure the school is running profitably, and then get the funds out for the investors. So all and every Sharia compliant sector is open to apply. Thank you. There's a question down there. 2 questions. Sorry, they said we are behind time, but I'm available. My stand is outside. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Let's put our hands together for One17 Capital.